we're halfway through day one, and I have to say, when I do these Centre Court festivals, it's just a joy. I get to meet so many extraordinary people, both staff, students and graduates, the passion that they have for the schools that they work at, and of course these exciting careers that they're pursuing. This one will be no different. We're going to be focusing on the Masters in Finance at the Zicklin School of Business at Baruch, and just what it can do for your career. And it's always a pleasure to welcome to the Centre Court events Fred Burke, who is the Director of Careers and gets to see individuals like Arkham, who comes into the program and then emerges and lands a wonderful consultancy role at Capgemini. So thank you to both of us. Fred, with Lindsay and other colleagues, we've talked about Zicklin, its culture, New York, and the energy of the school. Tell us from your perspective, as you celebrate 10 years at Baruch and at Zicklin, what you love about the place and the real reputation of Zicklin.
Well, I think the heart of the campus is the students. I mean, we get to work with students from anywhere from someone coming into an MS or an MBA who's looking to move up in their career, or people that are coming to use this opportunity to pivot and change careers. And I think every day the work changes. The students are excited and refreshed to be here, and they're eager to use their education to find a path to either something higher level in the current place they work or to change careers. And I think the staff and myself truly enjoy the energy the students bring in. And, students are part of the process. Without the students, we wouldn't have an institution. And I think we're here to serve the students, and the staff and I are very excited when students come in, eager to either harness their careers and make a change or move up. So that energy keeps us all moving every day and excited about the work that we do.
Now, whether the Masters in Finance, the MBA, I mean, there's a portfolio of programs, and Arkham is typical of individuals coming from all over the world. What role, Fred, does New York play in terms of the school, its connections, the opportunities that follow?
I feel that we're very modest here at Baruch. We're part of the City University of New York, and so we're working within the City University umbrella here, and with that comes a lot of budget issues. We're a public university. We're state city funded, and so we don't have a lot of means to advertise and take ads out in the Wall Street Journal. But we're located in the Flatiron District of New York. Our employer relationships are deep. We're right in the backyard of so many employers for our students, which opens up the door for internships, full-time work, and also experiential learning. Our business consulting curriculum rolled out about 7 years ago, and for the MBA, everyone's required to do this business consulting class, and other students can do it as well. But it's a great way to have a 12-week project working with an employer on a specific project, and more often than not, those projects open up doors for employment opportunities. So we're doing everything we can here to leverage our proximity to New York, our location, and our good academic reputation, and also the fantastic students we work with.
Now, you've got Wall Street on your doorstep, Fred, but the Masters in Finance, as Arkham's going to share, opens up many doors, different financial roles that are possible. Who do you feel that the Masters in Finance is best suited to versus the MBA or other more general programs?
Yeah, I think the students that want 30 credits of direct finance training will pursue the MS in finance. Students who are looking for more of a broad degree will pursue the MBA and focus in finance. But I think students are hungry for the 30 hours of finance related courses to be competitive. A lot of students that come to the MS in finance are career changers, and they're coming from a variety of disciplines, and they want to learn about finance and then how they can leverage that to hopefully obtain employment in the financial sector.
Yeah. Now, you, Arkham, had already achieved CPA level with the Chartered Institute of Accountants. Tell us about your thinking as you thought about, I could pursue the next steps of my career or go on to get a master's in finance. And what was it specifically that attracted you to Zicklin in New York?
Yeah, sure. So a little background. So I'm from India, as you know. I did my undergrad in accounting and finance. And after that, I enrolled in the, as you mentioned, Chartered Accountancy, which is like Public Accountant of India, which is a very rigorous program itself. And it is like very similar to CPA, but curriculum-wise, it's like CFA level, 3 levels of exams, trainings, mandatory. So while doing that, it teaches you auditing, taxation, financial services as well. So when I was learning the financial subjects, it actually was very interesting to me. And so when I was in the final level of my chartered accountancy course, I thought of like after finishing it, I would like to do something more into core finance. So I finished my course in 2019. I started looking for colleges, and then I thought, why not do a course from abroad? And when it comes to abroad, America is the best place to do. So that's where I started looking for colleges in America. And so there were two cities, I would say. New York City and Chicago is what says is the financial hub. Uh, and then I will my research. So I found Baruch, reached out to many students who were already in Baruch, got a lot of positive replies and feedbacks, and that made me decide about the college that okay, Baruch should be the college I would like to do my course from. So that's how I ended up uh, in Baruch College.
Right. So you'd already had this, across audit,
Yeah,
finance. I mean, you CFA equivalent of level 3.
yeah,
Then the learning experience at Zicklin,
yeah,
but perhaps also on a personal level, because it is a very personal journey
yeah,
of development as well as the professional skills. So
yeah.
tell us about both the core tangible skills, but some of the intangible skills you also picked up.
Yeah, I would say so. I was very interested in, as per the tangible skills, I would say, in financial modeling. And while doing the auditing and accounting, I was not like learning those skills. And getting into finance and learning financial modeling is I think one of the core skills you need to know. And I was very interested in it. So I thought of like, this is something I want to learn, and which actually the program helped me with so many courses. I made so many models, and it was a really good experience with that. In terms of intelligible, I would say with the group projects we do with other students, there are so much teamwork involved, so many clubs we meet people. There's a lot of teamwork going around, team collaboration. It's amazing to speak to people, and I think as Fred mentioned, it's a very diverse college, so you meet so many people as from different countries, so you never feel like you're different. It's like everybody is so different and special, and it's so amazing to be there. Yeah.
So between the classroom and the clubs and then just New York City, do you
Yeah.
really have to learn to prioritize your time because there's so many things that you could be doing?
So honestly, it has been just like I think people say it's American dream. It has been like that. From only the first semester, I was only doing the coursework, but since second semester, I think with coursework, I was doing on campus. Uh, I was also working with GCMC, the career services. Uh, I started my internship as well. So it was a lot of like time management required in those things. So yeah, it was like that. It required a lot of time management. So it was amazing. Like I could able to do it, and that is something which I was here for. So
And with all of those great technical skills, Fred, of course, your career services and your colleagues play such an important role to then think about next career steps. Tell us about how that's organized and the level of very personalized support that you're offering to Akam and his classmates.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're well staffed. We have a staff of 8 career advisors here that do career coaching, and we see ourselves as coaches. We don't see ourselves as counselors. We're looking to be almost like an executive coach as a partner in the process for our students. And I think if you're coming into the MS in finance particularly, and you're looking to do a career change, it's really important to tap into the office early. The banks aren't going to hire you just because you have an MS in finance. They really want to see that experience. And so we want to capitalize on our relationships for both internships and part-time work. We also have a very large executive on campus program here called EOC. And if you look at our Baruch College webpage and search for the EOC program, there's a couple thousand mentors. About half of them, maybe 60% of them are alumni, and 40% are friends of the college that are our local partners in the neighborhood that say we really want to help the Baruch students out. And these are people that you can do a semester-long mentorship program with, or a 1 or 2 experience mentorship program. And it really helps having that mentor to be an advocate for you here, but also to help advocate for you for other employment opportunities. So I think it's really important that you look at the quality of the education, but also take advantage of the services. As soon as you come in, talk to a career advisor, think about your skills, values, and interests. Finance is a huge area. There's many facets within the finance industry. So hone in on where you want to focus. Your career coach, we offer a variety of assessments. We'll have several conversations, and then really make sure you're targeting your coursework around the areas that you want to pursue, and that you can be really polished and you go ahead and apply for those opportunities. And I think that extra TLC really helps our students to stand out, capitalizing on the resources, doing the coaching, capitalizing on the coursework, and then really make sure that you're, a successfully strong candidate to go out for the employment opportunities.
Yeah. Arkham, was it the first time that you had that level of personalized attention? Your friend talks about, having 8 members of the team, the coaching, the depth of that coaching, but also such an incredible mentoring network. How did you benefit from that, both in opening up the internship and now the career that you're enjoying at Capgemini?
Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot from the GCMC services, I would say. Like when you come in, you just reach out to them, they help you with their resume building, they help you even with the skills you have, or the way where you want to land, how you should build your career, how you should build your skills to reach to those positions. I think those things are very, very specific, and it really helps you to build your the whole I would say the resume, which can eventually lead up to the positions you actually admire or you dream of. So yep.
I think it's a good point, because yes,
Sorry,
I
go
say
ahead.
that often this work could be very transactional. We want to get away from the transaction. So it's not just resume critique, cover letter critique, LinkedIn, but have a conversation and really use your coach and have your coach you on the ways to be successful. And I think, we're staffed adequately to have those conversations. And if someone's not tapping into us, we reach out and say, hey, we see that you're enrolled, you're not using the GCMC, just want to touch base. And for the students that are working professionals that are coming here that won't need us, we'll say, thank you for reaching out. We don't need you right now, but as an alumni, you have access to us, and people will come back when they graduate and say, 2 years ago, I got my MS. I'm ready to go for promotion. Can I talk to a coach about how to phrase the conversation? And we look at that process as well. And sorry to interrupt on that.
No, not at all. I was going to ask you for Arkham and other students, how you then define success, because of course he's very successful. He's found that great position coming out of school. But as you say, these are skills that are going to serve them for 2 years out, 5 years out. So you're always mindful through the coaching to provide the sort of awareness and skill sets that are going to serve them for the years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And every successful graduate becomes an ambassador or an advocate for other students. And so looking at the evolution of Baruch and the City University, we're relatively young in that we don't have strong alumni networks. We're building up and catching up to our peers with our alumni network. So every campus champion, every ambassador that we have is an advocate for our students. And our job is not only working with students, but also reaching out to alumni and employers to advocate for Zicklin and Baruch students. So I think it's a lot of relationship building on all aspects.
And I'm sure, Fred, with those campus ambassadors, you also end up with recruitment ambassadors, or the companies that keep coming back. Do they give you feedback in terms of the qualities and the characteristics that they see in Baruch students that they really appreciate?
Yeah, I think across the board, we're really known for a very hungry, motivated student who's eager to work. There's not a sense of entitlement that's here. A lot of our students are first generation, come from immigrant families, but there's a real strong sense of a work ethic. And so our strong work ethic really sets us apart. Our students will go in, work hard, and prove themselves and do really well. So that's, I think, one of our great tributes. As far as employer relations, I mean, sometimes we're serving a lot of populations, and we're sometimes everything to everybody. So if an employer doesn't have enough people to do a schedule on campus, we will get the 3 or 4 students that are really going to fit the employer and either do a field trip or have a partner in charge, or just try to advocate to get that student in the door. And I think sometimes those backdoor recruitment efforts yield better returns for the students than being, one of 30 people on a schedule on an on-campus interview day. So every year our flow of applicants and our pipeline changes because we have a great mission here to give everyone access to education. And so the GCMC, we really get to know who's enrolled here and try to find out the student interest and then plan our employer relations strategy based on our current enrollment.
Now, you graduated in the spring, Arkham. You've already got this great consulting role. As you think back, perhaps it went by so quickly.
Yeah.
But when you think of all of the different aspects of the program, what did you value the most? And perhaps was there something unexpected that you hadn't imagined that you learned about yourself, or that was just such a memorable part of the Zicklin experience?
Yeah, and you rightly said it went very fast because this job I'm doing since last year. So, so it's been already like a year, and I was 1 year in the program, and I already got the job. So it was very quick. But yeah, about the program or about the whole experience, I would say uh, managing so many different things at the same time is something which I have learned, and I really value that, because that's something is very helpful in the long run, how to manage your things, how to be very accurate on the time, and do your things and be like not a laid back attitude and going for it. So I think that's something which I have learned, and so many different experience I had all along the program is as I mentioned in the club, it's a Zicklin finance club. I was a part of the club, and so we introduced a small group which was doing this financial services team building exercises and financial modeling, researching on stocks. So that was something which was very amazing, because we never had it for master level students, and I took the lead and started doing that. And then I would say I represented Baruch College for VCIC competition. It's a global competition where we get to meet real venture capitalists, which was an amazing experience. So all those things are so wonderful about the program. So many opportunities you get along the time, all along the program, that it's all, if you're ready to take it, you can take it. It's like that. It's what like yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Fred, when I hear Arkham, talk about empowering the students to take these initiatives, these leadership experiences that they get, or connecting with particular industries. When you see the students coming in on day one, New York, the program, so many things to think about. And then Arkham and his classmates, when they graduate, did you really see the difference from that talented young individual as they come in, and then that point of graduation?
Yeah, we get to see it because we get to see the transformation, and we're the link between what happens in the classroom and what happens externally. So the in-classroom experience is great. The student clubs are phenomenal, but then we're the office that takes the product and helps market it to the employers, and so we get a sense of gratification by seeing that happen. But back to time management, Matt, I want to just mention one thing. People that look at the MS in finance, it's a 30-hour MS program, and if you're thinking about this degree as a career changer, my advice would be not to rush through the program. Like a lot of people will do summer, fall, spring, summer, and I would allow yourself 2 years to do the 30 credits. That will allow yourself plenty of time to have internships, work with mentors, and that way you have a good outcome at the end. And I think that's a really good nugget of advice. We talked about time management, but don't rush the 30 hours. If you're a career changer, slow it down, build in time to have internships, because those internships often open up into full-time employment. I see our team nodding his head. Do you want to say something about that?
No, I agree with that, because I never took more than 9 credits, which is the required 9 credits for international students. You cannot take less. So I always kept it, and I never took it 12, because 12 makes it a little difficult. So it's a right suggestion that never rush through it. Always try to do more internships so that you can understand which field is for you or what kind of jobs you want to do, because sometimes you feel like something is good, but it might not be the right position. So it's better to leverage the position you are in, to explore all the opportunities you have, to do more internships, and then decide finally where you want to land up. So
Yeah,
and I think that reflection and feedback is really integral to the career process. So like, trying something out and then coming back and reflecting, and then maybe pivoting your career change or your career goals based on what that is. And it might be a change, it might be continue flowing forward. So I think it's important just to look at the program, capitalize on your New York City experience, take full advantage, but don't rush through the program. There's no one saying you got to finish it in 12 months. So just slow it down and build in the time to have all those other opportunities.
Okay, so with that advice on really taking advantage and maximizing the experience, Arkan, perhaps a final piece of advice for you for our Centre Court viewers from all over the world. They're thinking about making an investment in themselves and heading back to business school, and whether that's the masters in finance or other masters and MBA programs available. What is your advice for them as they think about those next steps?
I mean, they should go for it, and because this is something which is the investment you are doing on yourself, because the kind of experience, the learning you will have, it will be forever. It's not like it's not never going to diminish, or it will always with time you will only enhance it, because the learnings you get, the people you meet, the diversity you have in the colleges, and I think it's amazing in America that there's so much diversity in most of the colleges. So you tend to learn a lot, how to deal with people, how to have this teamwork. So I think that's really important, and that's really amazing, because you don't have that kind of a pressure when you are in a college. How the job pressure you have when you're working in a team, there are objectives you want to achieve. So it's more like you can enjoy, you can make mistakes and learn. So I think that's something which is really amazing, and you should always go for it. If there you have a chance, go invest on your personality, your personal growth.
Yeah, Fred Arkham has described it. He's living the American dream. That's a very
Absolutely.
powerful statement. As you think about all of our viewers, their different interests, their backgrounds, you're finding the right program to help them. How do you suggest that they then connect with Zicklin, with your colleagues, with alumni like Arkham?
Yeah, I would definitely look at the Zicklin School of Business webpage and look at the graduate admissions area and the MS programs and the MBA program, both full-time and part-time. And we also have a new online MBA program. I think before starting any advanced degree, it's a good idea to do a little inventory about why you're coming back, what do you hope to accomplish. Just do a little self-assessment of why you want to do this. I think if you're right at a college, we look for 0 to 6 month experience for the MS. And for the MBA, I think there's a 2-year work experience requirement. If you're coming in with a 0 to 6 month and you're going to start your MS, come into the Career Services office as soon as possible, because we really want to make sure you're capitalizing that experience. These degrees are wonderful, but without the practical application and the work experience, it's going to be very hard to be successful. So it's really important that you couple that with work experience. And I even tell, right at a college undergrads, like really soul search, because you're investing, as Akeem said, you're investing, but make sure that investment's going to be one that's going to really pay a good return to you. And if you need to take a year and do some work and then think about your MS or MBA, you'll come back all the more ready to pursue that degree with some little bit more thought in that process.
Well, thank you both of you, not just for sharing a little bit of the dream, but also the reality and the insights that go with that, taking that next step in such a positive fashion. Fred, it's always a pleasure to host you at these events. Your passion for the school jumps off the screen. Arkham, to know that you've had such a great experience, and I hope that continued success in your new consultancy role. But to both of you, thanks for joining Centre Court.
Our pleasure. Thank you for all the good feedback to Baruch. We really appreciate it. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Absolutely.